time for us to do an evaluation of 2023. We need to go over exactly what went well, what went wrong, and what could have gone better. We also need to go over what goals did we achieve, what good things happened, what bad things happened, and what do we want to change from last year, this year. Hi friends, if you're new, I'm Lakeishaa, and if you're not new, welcome back. My channel is all about self-development, self-love, self-improvement, dating. It's like just a mixture between faith and just becoming the best version of yourself. And this video is really about how we can maximize in 2024, how we can become the best versions of ourselves in 2024, and what we could do better this year that we didn't do last year. So last year, you need to write a plan of everything that you achieved that year, everything you wanted to achieve, what you didn't achieve, everything that went well. It's so important to be super grateful for the year that's just went, but it's also important to realize how much harder you need to go in this new year. This is not a year to just sit back and be relaxed and allow yourself to have the exact same habits as you did last year. This is a year to be better. It's literally a reset. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you're aware that I'm always talking about becoming your future version, starting to become your future version from now, doing daily habits that she would do. What does she do? What does she watch? What activities does she do? What hobbies does she have? How does she dress? What does she look like? How does she speak? Who is your future woman, and what are you doing every day to become her? It's so easy to say, this is who I want to be, but then you don't realize that every day you're not actually doing anything to become her. Because the version you are today is not who you're meant to be next week, next year, and in the next 10 years. You're meant to evolve, you're meant to change, but in order to see actual growth, you need to be intentional with your growth. A lot of us write goals for the end of the year, but we don't actually check in daily to see, okay, am I improving? You see, last year, a lot of us had fitness goals that we did not achieve. A lot of us said, I'm going to get in the gym. And then January came, maybe we did get in the gym, but then by the time we got to April, some things just didn't give anymore. Like, it just didn't work. A lot of us said, I'm going to be more in my Bible this year. Some people said, I want to go to church this year. I want to be more consistent. Did it really work out? Some people hit their goals, but then there's some goals that you didn't hit. And this video is to really encourage you that this year, go harder, do more. Use this year to strengthen your relationship with God like never before, to strengthen relationships, to meet new people, to start new hobbies, to have new habits, to stop doing certain things that you said you stopped last year. You know, a lot of people say, okay, 1st of January, I'm going to do this, but I believe that you should take your time when you're developing new habits and when you're stopping old habits. Otherwise, you'll crash and burn and then become discouraged and then want to give up on the whole thing. When it comes to me, I take it day by day, okay? I really want to maximize my time and I want to be more productive throughout the day. So I'll have a list of what I want to get done in that day, and once I get it done, then I can lounge around. I'm not going to try and do 1,000 things in one day. I'm going to break it up over the week. You see, sometimes we put too much on our plate, and then when we don't hit the goal, we start getting discouraged. The thing about it is you need to utilize your days, but be realistic, okay? If you're saying that you want to get in the gym, don't start by saying, I'm going to go 5 times a week. Just do a day pass. See how you like the gym first, get familiar with it, and then begin to actually go maybe once, 2 times, 3 times a week, and then you can build up to 5. Don't start at the top and then find yourself working your way down because you set an unrealistic expectation. Be realistic about your goals, but also strive. Some of us said you want to do more healthy eating. I know I said that I want to cut out sugar, but here I am on day 16 and I feel like I am addicted to orange Miranda. Okay, so I mean, we're trying. And it's also about writing down what you want to achieve this year in terms of career goals, educational goals. Where do you want to be by the end of this year? What do you want your career to look like? What do you want your side hustle to look like? Do you want your side hustle to go mainstream? Like, what are your main goals this year? I know for me, mine is to just be more productive throughout my day-to-day. Creating more consistent content, that's one of my goals. And as you can see, throughout this whole new year, I haven't created a video, okay? But the fact is I'm making a video now, so that's a win. I'm planning to put schedules in place. That way on certain days I do specific things. So that way it's not me waiting for free time, but I've made free time. You know, I have career goals, I have relationship goals, and I also have self-development goals. What type of person do I want to be by the end of this year? What type of things do I want to work on? I know a lot of you are new to my channel, so I'm assuming you probably would have watched a couple of my videos, and I talk about getting over anxiety, developing your confidence, being as bold as you can, and that's something I really want to walk in even more this year. Of course, I'm a confident person, but I want to be even more bold, to do things that I wouldn't usually do. I want to step outside of my comfort zone more, and that's also a goal that you could have, to step outside of your comfort zone and to do things that initially scare you, that you wouldn't normally do, but you're doing in the name of, I want to explore deeper dimensions of myself. It could even be just curating your wardrobe. You know, this year, try and make a difference. Don't just live every day this year like you did last year. And I even found myself doing that. I found myself doing this year what I used to do last year. As in, like, I'd lay in bed on my days off and just be scrolling. Then I realized, Lakeisha, you can't do this. You need to be productive. That was one of your goals for this year, to be more productive. And honestly, scrolling on TikTok is not that productive when you actually have stuff to do. So 2024, don't let it be a year where you just carry on like last year. Don't let it be a year where you don't achieve anything and then you get to the end of the year and wonder, what did I do this whole year? Don't let it get to a point where you think, I could have done more, or I wish I'd done more, or I wish I started earlier. You know, I don't know if you guys follow me on TikTok, but you really should, because I'm so much more active on there. This year, I'm really embarking on improving my culinary skills, making sure I know how to cook. This is one of my goals for this year. Now, I used to cook a lot, like in like 2020, 2021, but after I went back to work after COVID, I just stopped cooking as much as I did. Like, I'd probably cook maybe once every 6 weeks, and that's, I mean, like a proper meal. Other than that, I'm eating like stuff I can put in the air fryer, just quick meals like girl dinner. If you follow me on Instagram, you'd know I'm getting married this year, and I have to make sure I can cook, because I cannot enter into marriage without making sure that I have solid dishes under my belt. Like, we can't just get away with just chicken and rice. Like, I need like a refined palate, that when I'm cooking for my soon-to-be husband, like, it's not an issue. That's one of my goals this year. And what am I doing? I'm making sure that at least twice a month I'm cooking meals and mastering those meals. That way I can put it under my belt. Okay, cool, I know how to cook this for sure. It's not a if but maybe, but I know for a fact that dish is solid, that when it's time for me to cook for my spouse, I can cook that meal. That's one of my aims, and I'm doing that. I've set a schedule. Twice a month I will learn 2 dishes. You see, these are little goals that I have, just personal goals. It's nothing to do with my career, it's nothing to do with anything external, but it's just personal goals that I want to achieve by the end of this year. I want to make sure that by the end of this year, I'm the type of wife that knows how to do certain things. You know, I want to make sure that by the end of this year, I'm the type of woman that is practical, that is productive, that manages her time well. I'm trying to be a Proverbs 31 woman, okay? And honestly, I've been on this self-development journey for a while, but it's only like recently that now the marital aspect is really coming to it. So there's a lot of things I'm learning, a lot of things I'm developing, and a lot of things I'm refining about myself. You know, one of the things I said is I want to be a softer woman, and that doesn't just mean a soft girl life, but that means talking softer, having softer mannerisms, not being as aggressive when I'm speaking, and not allow my mouth to run wild when I'm annoyed or frustrated. And I think that's so hard to learn, especially when you come from my background. Like, I come from a very Caribbean household. Very strong, boisterous women are in my family, so it's natural that I would become like that. But it depends what type of life you want to lead, which will determine what type of woman you need to become. And this year is about being on guard with yourself, checking in with yourself, making sure you're growing, making sure you're developing, making sure that the person you are today isn't who you are on December 31st going into 2025. Making sure that you are seeing the growth, okay? We cannot get to 30 and wonder, what have we done with our lives? We cannot get to 28 and realize, what have we done with our lives? We cannot get to 40 and think, what have I done? We cannot get to 50 and say, what have I done? But we have to live every day as if it determines tomorrow. My last year was an amazing last year. So much things happened for me. Honestly, I started a business, I got engaged, I went deeper with God. I just saw God's promises come to pass in my life. But then there's much more to accomplish this year. You know, we don't just stay on last year's wins. We make new wins for this new year. So though all those great things happened, there's more to be done this year. I'm going to see more of God moving, and I believe in God for that. But guess what? I have to play my part. I have to make sure I'm putting in the work every day to see God's promises be fulfilled. People say what's meant for me will come to me. What's meant for me is meant for me. No. What's meant for you, sometimes you have to work for. You can't just expect it to be handed to you on a plate when you do nothing for it. Opportunities don't always fall into your lap. Sometimes you have to go and get it. Weekly check-ins. What have you accomplished this week, and what didn't you accomplish? What did you say you was going to do but didn't do? These are what you need to be doing to improve your 2024 and being in alignment with God. And how do you stay in alignment with God? By seeking His face. Making sure that you're cultivating what you're watching, cultivating what you're listening to, cultivating who's around you. Because this year we do not have time to be around the wrong type of people. We do not have time to be around the wrong type of people who are leading you astray. But everything has to be intentional. Okay, let this year be a year where you put productivity at the top of your agenda, that you are maximizing every single moment and you are not wasting time, and that you are not comparing yourself too much, but you are in your own lane, tunnel vision to your goal. Okay, I hope this video motivated you to start your 2024 on the right foot and to make sure you maximize every single moment like it's your last. But thank you for watching, guys. Now, if you're new, please subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you never miss an upload, and also follow me on my other socials. I'm very much more active on TikTok, and follow my Instagram if you want to just get natural updates. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.